In the small village of Mosa, there lived a girl named Yanko. She was the most beautiful girl in the village. Her skin was smooth like chocolate, and her smile could make anyone happy. When Yanko walked through the village, everyone stared at her. All the boys and men wanted to marry her, but Yanko was different. She didn't just want any man, she wanted to choose for herself. Yanko's father, Dula, was the village chief. He loved his daughter very much and wanted her to marry a rich man from the city. Many men had come to ask for Yanko's hand, but Yanko was not in a hurry. She told her father, "I want to choose who I marry, and I will decide the bride price." This surprised the village, as the men usually decided the bride price, not the women. One day, news spread in the village that wealthy men from the city were coming to see Yanko. The men had heard of her beauty, and they wanted to marry her. These men were rich, wearing fine clothes and driving big cars. The villagers were excited and watched as the men arrived one by one to meet Yanko. Each man brought gifts of money, jewelry, and clothes. They hoped these gifts would make Yanko say yes. But Yanko was not impressed. She smiled kindly at them but told her father, "I want to make my own choice. I will not marry a man just because he is rich." Dula was confused. No girl in the village had ever chosen her own husband, but he respected. The first suitor was a man named Ade. He was very rich and lived in a big house in Day City. He had heard about Yanko's beauty and traveled all the way to Mosa to ask for her hand. Ade brought with him a car as a gift for Yanko, hoping this would make her happy. "Yanko, I have everything you could ever want. Marry me, and you will live like a queen," Ade said confidently. Yanko looked at the car and the expensive gifts, but she shook her head. "I am not looking for a car or a big house, Ade. What kind of man are you? What do you believe in?" Ade was surprised. No one had ever asked him such a question before. "I am rich, and that is all you need to know," Ade replied. But Yanko smiled and said, "I want more than just money. I want a man who respects me and my choices." The second suitor was named Bava. He owned a chain of businesses in the city and was known for being very kind. He had heard of Yanko and wanted her to be his wife. When he arrived in the village, he brought with him a chest full of gold. "Yanko, I have heard of your beauty, and I believe we would make a great match. You will never want for anything if you marry me," Bava said with a smile. Yanko looked at the chest of gold and then at Bava. "Bava, you seem like a good man, but gold cannot buy love or happiness," she said. "Do you think you will love me if I am no longer beautiful? Will you care for me if I have nothing to give you?" Bava was taken aback. He had never thought of these things. "Of course, I would still love you," he said, but Yanko could see the doubt in his eyes. As more suitors came to ask for Yanko's hand, the villagers started to gossip. "Why is Yanko not choosing any of these rich men?" one woman asked. "She is being too picky," another said. Many of the women in the village did not understand Yanko's decision. They thought she should accept one of the wealthy suitors and live a comfortable life. Yanko heard the gossip but did not let it bother her. She believed in making her own choice and was not going to let anyone rush her. Her best friend, Fanmi, supported her. "You are right to wait for the right person, Yanko. Don't listen to them," Fanmi said. Yanko nodded. "Aye." The next suitor was Soka, a businessman from the city. He was very charming and knew how to make people laugh. When he came to the village, he brought with him a big box of chocolates and flowers for Yanko. "Yanko, I have come to take you away from this small village. With me, you will live a life full of joy and excitement," Soka said, flashing a bright smile. Yanko looked at the chocolates and flowers. She appreciated the thoughtfulness, but she had a question for Soka. "What do you think of a woman's right to choose her own path?" Yanko asked. Soka was confused. Why would a woman need to choose when a man can take care of her, he replied. Yanko shook her head. A woman should have the freedom to make her own choices, Soka. That is what I believe, she said. Yanko had now met several suitors, but none of them had impressed her. Each man was focused on his wealth or power, and none of them understood what Yanko really wanted. One evening, after another day of meeting suitors, Yanko sat with her father. Father, I want to set my own bride price, she said. Dula was shocked. Yanko, that is not how things are done. The man sets the bride price, he said. Yanko smiled. I know it, but I want to change that. I want to decide what my husband should bring to me, and it will not be gold, money, or cars, she said. Dula thought for a moment and then nodded. You are strong-willed, just like your mother. If this is what you want, I will support you, he said. And so, Yanko decided to set her own terms for her marriage. The next day, Dula called a meeting in the village square. Everyone gathered to hear what the chief had to say. My daughter Yanko has decided that she will choose her own husband. She will also set her own bride price, he announced. The villagers gasped. This has never been done before, someone whispered. What will the bride price be? Another asked. Yanko stepped forward. The man I marry must bring me 3 things: respect for my choices, love that is true, and a promise to treat all people equally, no matter if they are rich or poor, she said. The crowd was silent. These were not the usual things asked for in a bride price, but Yanko was not like other women. The news of Yanko's decision spread quickly through the village and beyond. Some people admired her courage, while others thought she was being too bold. What kind of bride price is respect and love? An elder asked. She should ask for money like everyone else, another person said. But Yanko stood by her decision. The suitors who had come to the village were confused. They had expected to offer gifts of gold and cars, but now they had to prove something else. How can I show respect and love? This is harder than offering money, Soka said to Ode and Bava. The competition for Yanko's hand had become more than just a battle of wealth, it was now a test of character. Yanko decided to put her suitors to the test. She invited them to the village square and asked each man to show how they would respect her choices. Ode was the first to speak. I will let you make all the decisions in the home, he said proudly. But Yanko shook her head. Respect is not about letting someone make decisions. It is about working together and understanding each other, she said. Next, Bava spoke. I will never question your choices, Yanko. You will have complete freedom, he said. Yanko smiled but shook her head again. It is not about giving me freedom. It is about supporting each other's decisions, she explained. Soka was the last to speak, and he simply said, I do not know how to show respect, but I am willing to learn. Yanko smiled at this answer. Yanko had been thinking about the second part of her bride price, true love. She knew that love wasn't about expensive gifts or fancy words. It was about kindness, understanding, and trust. To test the suitors, Yanko decided to ask them a question that seemed simple but had deep meaning. What does love mean to you? She asked each of them. Ade was quick to answer. Love is when a man provides for his wife and children. It's about making sure they have everything they need. Yanko nodded but didn't say anything. Then it was Bava's turn. Love is giving your partner whatever they want, he said confidently. Finally, Soko spoke. Love is when 2 people stand by each other even when things are tough. Yanko smiled at this. Soko's answer felt closer to the kind of love she was looking for. To see how the men treated others, Yanko planned a journey. She invited the 3 suitors to travel with her to a nearby village where the people were poor and in need. She told them that this journey would show her their hearts. The men agreed, though some were unsure why Yanko wanted to visit such a poor place. When they arrived at the village, Yanko asked the suitors to help the people. Ade offered money, but he didn't speak to anyone. Bava gave food and clothes but seemed uncomfortable around the poor villagers. Soka, however, spoke with the people, listened to their stories, and helped them carry water and build shelters. Yanko noticed how each man behaved, and she began to see who truly cared about others. Just as Yanko was starting to feel more certain about her choice, a new suitor arrived. His name was Dimba, and he was a quiet but wealthy businessman from a faraway city. Dimba had heard of Yanko's beauty and her unusual bride price.